Join me as I take you along a kid dirt bike raid. This is the desert series, and if it is a day race, I've been doing the drives because David works super hard so that we can afford this life. I don't mind long drives anyway, it's in my blood. Plus, this is like my quiet time, so it's pretty nice. After checking, one of the things you can expect is sound check. Now, there's a little booklet, and you can see online how loud your bike is allowed to be. Now, your bike needs to be obnoxiously loud to not pass this. We have some older bikes, and they've always passed. I'd say about 75% of the time, there's a little motocross track at the race site that the kiddos can practice on. Now remember, this is desert racing, so these aren't man-made tracks. These are Mother Nature tracks, and the course is laid out by whatever club is putting on the race that day. The desert track is like a box of chocolates. You just never know what you're gonna get, and hopefully the ones laying out the track aren't some diehard Graham Jarvis fans. Otherwise, your kid's gonna be going through some gnarly stuff. But don't let that discourage you, because even though the track could look like this, it could also look like this. But it will never look like this. The race in this video is part of the National Hare and Hound series, so there's a fun game involved with this race as well. The kids get to be the hounds and they have to catch the hare. A lot of times the first person to catch the hare wins a cash prize on top of whatever other awards they get that day. So here's how this works. The hare will ride across the starting line one time, giving a 2-minute warning and then taking off. From that point on, the kids on the starting line need to watch the people that are holding the banner. As soon as that banner drops, that's when the kids are allowed to take off. If you're in the Pee Wee division or even the 50 class, there is no cold start, so the bike can already be fired up. For the 65 class and above, it is a cold start. Let's rewind a little bit. Before any race, your child will do the national anthem and there will be a writers meeting. This is where you and your kid are allowed to ask any questions, and the club members will go over any weird rules that they might have, some pit situations, and go over all of what the different symbols mean. So there's like arrows, exclamation points, W's. Now, if your 5-year-old isn't able to retain that knowledge on the first time, don't worry, there are sweeps all along the race to make sure that if your child does go the wrong way, they will be redirected back onto the course. Now, I want to talk about this guy for a second. Sometimes the hares do dress up, but most of the time, they don't. This is what it's usually going to look like. Somebody riding across that starting line, holding 2 fingers up to show you that they've got 2 minutes, and then they take off. But it's always such a treat when they do decide to dress up. At one of the other races, they dressed up as a moose because their club mascot is a moose. So their race is called the Mini Moose. And that one was super fun. I have that one already on my YouTube channel, which I'll link somewhere here so that you guys can check that out if you want to. It's sometimes hard to remember to record everything, so I didn't get any of the pit stuff in this video. I'll make sure to record it on the next one. Here's a quick rundown. If your kid is in the 50s class, they're not going to need to pit. If they're in the 65 class, they're probably going to need a pit if they're super fast. Anything above that, then yeah, they're going to have to pit because their races are a lot longer. You never know where the pits are going to be until you get to the actual race, and you need a mat for your gas can and the bike to be on top of at all times. These are BLM laws, not AMA or District 37 rules. After the race, your child will be swarmed by the paparazzi. Just kidding. By the club members, and they're just giving your child the finisher pin. In desert races, every single rider gets a finisher pin. Why? Because this is not motocross. These are not just random tracks where you're going round and round in circles. This doesn't just take speed, it takes skill. Your child needs to know how to climb over the rocks, go down super steep hills, read course markers for miles and miles around. Finishing these type of races is an accomplishment. Now, I know I'm going to have some trolls in the comments that are going to say, if your kid is just worried about finishing the race and they're never going to win. All right, well, here is my child. She got 3rd place in this race, 3rd place in the last race. She's getting faster and faster. So no, that's not true. This is a different type of racing. Anyway, okay, rant over. So after the race, the award ceremonies take place once all of the youth races have been completed for the day, and then you'll get those live notifications showing what the results are. The results are posted immediately after. Sometimes you have to wait like 10 to 30 minutes after the last race to get them because they're just working out some bugs. But they're pretty quick. You'll get same day notifications whether your child got 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or 152nd. You'll know what place they got and how they did on each and every single lap because there's a little barcode sticker that's placed on the inside of their helmet. If you enjoyed this video, consider following, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye for now.